whatever trouble we're in financially, where could this lead us? If the government is truly in trouble, and we still need to, make money for the various tiers of government, especially to the state, should we start having conversations? We started having conversations, our Nigeria info at least, around having financial independence for the states. Let them source for their monies. Let them look for a way to do it. But the federal government, according to this allegation by the Edo State governor, is trying all means to ensure that it takes care of the states. Next question will be to ask, then where's the money gone to? 60 billion naira in March? Have you felt the impact? 0700 993 993 993. For female callers, please reach me on 0146 57190. All right. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the sunny side.
Yeah, my name is Iman. I'm calling from Ibadan.
Welcome.
Yeah, I think I want to talk about the Governor Baseke concerning 6 billion print. I think he's a city governor.
60 billion.
60. Yeah, I think he's a city governor. Before he come out to say such a thing, he has a good evidence. We are not talking about just ordinary person. He's a city governor that normally have meeting with other governors, with the president and other executives. So maybe the money at that time that idea was brought up, maybe the money was not gotten to him, or maybe something wrong somewhere that makes him to speak out. So that is the reason. Please, Wemimo,
yes.
Can you educate us more how money is being printed in this country?
Okay. I'm coming. I'll do that. Don't worry. I'll do that on the show. Thank you. I'm sorry. But don't worry. I will do that before I leave. Chinedu is here from Ajawa State. Welcome to Sunnyside.
Yeah, well,
Good afternoon.
Please, sorry, don't be offended. I'm not trying to deviate. Like the female caller's number, some men call, you will restrict and ask them to go out. What if women call to 0770? Do you stop them to go to their number?
So the 07, I like your question. There's nothing wrong with it. The 0700 number is actually about 5 numbers that we compress. When you call one, you are split into about 4-5 lines. Do you understand?
I know. What if women call on that number?
Women the women don't usually call those numbers. And understand what we're trying to do, right? Because most women don't participate actively in issues that concern them. So this is a way of encouraging women so they don't have to go through the route of queuing up so long. We encourage them to call, and you can see that it's working. You'll agree it's working.
They have to work hard because it's gender equality.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Gender equality. We give you 4 lines.
You don't have to separate. You don't have to give a special number to them.
Why not? I just told you why. Unless you're not listening. No, unless you're not listening. No, we're actually not equal. We're just trying to attain that equality. If we were equal, then the women will be calling as much as men do. But they don't, because they are saddled with taking care of the kids, running the home, running runs, while you are, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry for distracting your attention.
It's all right. It's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Ambrose is here from Mowe. Thanks for calling the sunny side.
Yes, Adewuni, I think before I even go into the issue, I think it's a matter of interest. If you go to Wazobia, women call so often.
Okay, your line is gone again. Well, let's stay with the topic. And again, whatever you would think is all right. Essentially, it's all right. But we know what we're doing. And you would agree, when it comes to matters of politics and the things that matter, most women don't call. Not because, and it's because society has made them think that they cannot participate. So what we're doing is to let those who can participate have a way to get through to us. Simple. QED. All right. Let's get back to the conversation around money troubles in Nigeria, and Nigeria possibly doing something illegal to get herself out of it. Should we let the governor? This is a sitting governor, by the way. Uche is here from Banana Island. Thank you for calling the sunny side, and welcome to the show. Welcome, Uche.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, Nigeria, they know how to print money in this country, but why are we borrowing money then?
Abio, she just print everything.
How to print this money, please. Thank you.
Oh my God. Uche, you're just pure vibes. Like, why don't we just print all the money we need then? It doesn't work like that. There's money to be printed legally. There's the one to be that could be legal if you print it. Okay. And 60 billion naira is not, I mean, that's a lot of money. Now, the Ministry of Finance has come out to say, I mean, there's the report here in the Punch newspaper, quoting the spokesperson of the CBN, Osita Unwanisobi, I hope I caught that right, who said that he was not aware of any 60 billion naira that was printed. According to him, I'm not aware that such money was printed by the government. Similarly, when contacted to speak on the money that was allegedly printed in March 2021, the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning said inquiries on the matter should be directed to the governor who made the allegation. How does that make you feel? Eze is here from Ogun State. Welcome.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so you see the issue of this your line.
Mm-hmm.
We outside of Lagos State, you should create a line for us.
That's all right.
Every day we try. We will not get on the topic.
That's all right.
Yes, so you try to give us our own line.
Okay, I hear. Let's take with the topic now.
We are Nigerians.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah,
okay.
And the issue of money.
Mm-hmm.
This money shouldn't be a problem for us. At least every home should have a printing machine in his or her house. I guess so. That when you wake up,
everybody should become CBN printing money, huh?
Of course now. You just wake up, you say, I want to spend 1 million today. You go and print it out.
Oh, wow.
For us to wait for, even the money is not printing in Nigeria here. So at least when we do it like that, we know how to manage ourselves. So that's just.
Thank you very much, Eze, for calling. It doesn't work that way. You can't do that. You can't do that. Let's speak with Ify, who's on the line, and I would explain to you before I take more calls the idea behind printing money. Okay, Ify is here. Good morning, Ify.
Hey, how are you?
Great, thank you.
Yeah, I heard the governor say it live on TV that they printed 60 billion meant what was shared that month. I said, we don't go to Uganda during Idi Amin. You remember? I don't know how old are you. But during Idi Amin was just when you say, President, money is finished. He said, go print. Go and print. Print the money. It's Ugandan money. Is that what they want to turn Nigeria to? Oh, my God. We are in big trouble. We are in trouble.
Thank you so much, Ify, for calling. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sunnyside, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Thank you. This is Pastor Martin.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Please, our government should be allowed to do whatever they want to do because it is what they like that they do. We shouldn't even be complaining about we voted them in. We fought and voted them in. And then we should allow them to rule the way they want to rule until their tenure is over and we vote them out. The money, nobody should be asking where the money is. They themselves, they know where the money is. They know where it is. They are the one that cast away the money from this country. They have plunged us into where we are today. And so, in fact, they just pray that God will help you to survive on your own until God visits us with somebody who truly wants to be a patriotic Nigerian, who will rule us with that kind of understanding that he's a Nigerian, that whatever he does will affect him or the generation after him, there is no way he will, after his children, they have relatives, that will partake of whatever evil they do in this country. You understand me? So we should not bother. We shouldn't worry ourselves. God knows how to judge people. He will handle it all.
That's quite some optimism there. Says, don't worry, God will handle it all. Quite optimistic. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please. Welcome to the show.
John from Ibejuleki.
Welcome.
The people they say know they for fair state.
For what?
Leaders they say Nigeria never fair. But they print money illegally.
No, they calm down. They have not told us that they printed the money. Obaseki alleged that they printed money, 60 billion naira. The CBN and the Ministry of Finance said they know nothing about it. We should go back and ask the governor who said so.
Which one will you take? We know this country now. It remains more when they change the name of Nigeria into the Federal Republic of Lion. They will still deny it. They would deny. You and I know that they would deny it. But I think it's a hint by Obaseki. There's no how you will do something that somebody will not know. Maybe other governors must have covered it, but him feel like, okay, I don't want to cover such a thing.
Anyway, you might be right. You might be right. It might just bring it to our attention. But again, if the other governors do not collaborate his story, if the CBN denies it, if everyone says that's not what it is, it is what it is. What can you do about it? 60 billion naira is a lot of money. After this call, I'm going to explain the idea of money printing to you. Johnson is here from Ishaga.
Yeah, Wamimo, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Good afternoon.
God bless you, man.
Bless you too, sir.
The topic you are discussing this afternoon, it is a professional subject, and I don't think anybody I don't think anybody can just begin to, contribute, because printing of money, there are conditions.
Yeah,
that we have to first happen before money is printed. One, if the country is at war. Hello, ma, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm with you.
If the country is at war and demand is generally very low because government has used all their money in sponsoring the war. So government in that condition can print money. I have never heard of illegal printing. When government print money, you say it is illegal. You only talk of illegal if it is printed by, so if it is printed outside central bank. And then we are talking of, what do they call them now? Scammers, who print money that is
counterfeit.
Yes, counterfeit money. So that is the only money that we say it is illegal. If it is coming from CBN, it is not illegal, man. So let's get this point clear. Now, the conditions that has to warrant the printing of money, is Nigeria yet experiencing it? The answer is yes.
Yes,
madam.
Tell me about why. I mean, your thoughts.
I am saying that is Nigeria in those conditions that warrant printing of money, like war time? Madam, Nigeria is experiencing war.
But you understand. I mean, you speak like someone who understands. I was going to take your call before I start to explain the idea behind printing money. But since you seem to understand this a bit, you would agree with me that printing more money could drive us into hyperinflation. I mean, the idea is not just it's not just when you are at work. Right now, the only country that's got that can print money and extra money, as much money as they want, and get away with it, and also become a richer country is the U.S. Any other country who tries it is the U.S., the United States, because the dollar is in great demand and the economy is sitting in such a pretty place that the dollar, if printed, will grant the U.S. more value. For Nigeria, it's going to be the reverse. If we continue to print more money, you remember that the government regulates inflation or attempts to regulate inflation by looking at how much money is in circulation, including foreign exchange, which is why the CBN would say, if you bring, we want you to bring foreign reserves. So for every $1 you bring, we'll give you 5 naira. You know that's happening right now.
Yes.
It's an attempt to control the demand for foreign exchange. Money is beyond the notes. There is an idea and a connotation behind money that's beyond the notes that you are holding. So beyond war, there are other factors, and I don't agree with you that we're in that place where we should continue to print money.
I agree with you.
Thank you very much for calling, Johnson. We are now on the same page. So let me take a break and explain this idea of money to you. Money is beyond the notes that you hold on your hands. Money is a connotation. Give me a synonym for connotation. Is an idea. Let me put it that way. Money is not just the paper. The paper is a representation of the connotation of what money is, of that money can buy, that the fact that money can buy something. I can get something from you if I give you this. There's a value, right? It's about the value behind it. And government tries, like I've explained, to regulate inflation. Inflation talks about the amount of money in circulation as well as what that money can buy. So, which is why you would say, but we must increase the minimum wage because 18,000 naira 15 years ago is definitely not 18,000 naira today. But of course, the notes are still the same, but what you can buy with 18,000 naira years ago is not the same as what you have now. You also see that it plays out that when the government, I don't know why this happens in Nigeria, but if there's increase in salaries, somehow it affects every other thing. People think there's now more money. You see what's behind the idea of more money. So when there's more money in circulation, if you recklessly, if you recklessly print money and just make so much money available, which is why everybody cannot print money in their houses, because then the value of money would drop. Do you understand? So if you all can print money in your houses, it will lose value. That connotation of what makes it 1,000 naira note would drop. But we need our 1,000 naira to be worth 1,000 naira, or at least close to the concept of 1,000 naira. Otherwise, 1,000 naira could be worth 100 naira. Do you understand? So that's the problem. My last caller was right. It's not illegal if the CBN prints it, but it's against the value of the idea of money in circulation, and it could lead us and drive us into hyperinflation. I hope I've been able to explain as much as possible so you can understand. Welcome to the sunny side.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Olayenko.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I think what is really happening in this country, sometimes it looks as if we are not aware what is happening in the country, and that if the government will do some things and we are pretending as if we are not aware of it, does not mean we don't know what is going on. Mm-hmm. Now, if somebody comes out openly and said there's a printing of a fund of money, and some CBN whatsoever is saying that I should go back to the governor, are we not saying that they don't know what they are doing internally? That we are not talking does not we don't know what is going on, but we want their disgrace to be open. And when it's open, they will know, oh, this is what you have been doing. By themselves, they begin to expose themselves. Mm. And this is the level this country is going into. Now, if there's some people, including palliative other things, you start the people you are controlling, you are governing on, and you are over there spending the money, laughing the money, doing as if it's a normal business. Mm. These are the people that pay for your house, for your rent, for the house you are living. They clothe you, they give you food to eat, and you're using their money to live large. In the same country, of the money that belongs to everybody. I think they must be, I'm not sure they are in the right sense. Sometimes I imagine these people, they are not qualified to be a class captain, talk less of winning the nation.
Thank you very much. Let me speak with Friday, who's calling from Ikoyi and is calling for the first time. Welcome to Nigeria Info, and this is the sunny side.
Right. I love it because I always like to listen.
Thank you.
I can listen from morning till night. I don't care to call.
Thanks for calling today.
This one, I need to lend my voice.
Okay.
Concerning the issue of printing money.
Mm-hmm.
And this government should not forget in a hurry how they were accusing former administration, how they were turn CBN, put as ATM. So I'm sure they are not trying to do that because they were against that. So they should not turn CBN to ATM of they needed money, they will go and put card to withdraw because they were against that government then. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Friday, for calling. I appreciate your call. On WhatsApp, I've got a question here. You didn't tell me your name, though. Is asking, or she's asking, I don't know. Can money be printed without the consent of the central bank, governor, minister of finance, and others concerned? Answer is no. Adebola helps me on WhatsApp, says, well, Mima, what you want to say is the money is a legal tender. Yes, it is. It's a legal tender. There's a value behind it that makes it money. Otherwise, it could just be any paper, right? It could just be any paper. The reality of a battered economy, which they have been struggling to hide, is here with us. They fooled a lot of people to believe that the economy is getting better. And now it's obvious we are now a semblance of Uganda under Idi Amin, Nigerian, says Steve Ofere from Ijaniki. Now, remember that the CBN and the Ministry of Finance have said they don't know anything about it yet. Also, Governor Obaseki did not give us proof. Okay? So this matter would have been simpler to solve if Obaseki had proof, say a voice note, a memo, anything that showed us that it really happened. Otherwise, anybody can get away with it. David is in transit and is calling the sunny side. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Wumi.
Wemimo, good afternoon to you.
Wemimo, rather. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, the federal government printing our currency.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Just to say, that is another evidence of a failed state. That Nigeria is already a failed state. That is just the implication. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Actually, it leaves a lot to the imagination. I mean, it makes you wonder what's really going on and if really things are nosediving. If we 60 billion naira? That's a lot of money. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mike, calling from the Janiki.
Welcome.
About CBN printing or whatever. My contribution is this. Governor Baseki is in a position to know what's going on in this country. That is number one. He's an insider. And anybody who says the CBN is denying it all over the place, but Governor Baseki is an insider. So whatever he says, there's an element of truth in it. And
it could be either ways. Like I said, if there was evidence, everything needs to be evidence based. Maybe there's some truth in it. Maybe not. I mean,
he just cannot come from the moon and just say anything like
that. He can.
Because, the central bank now is denying it.
Yes.
So they should go back to Obaseki to find out how he managed to get the... This government, we all know that it's a government of hide and seek. And yes, it's a government of hide and seek. Nobody knows what is happening in government. It's just a pity. This is the change Nigerians voted for, even though I didn't vote. This is the change we all voted for. The government of hide and seek. This government does not tell Nigerians what is going on. We don't know what is happening in government. It is just a pity and it's a shame. See, and Fayoshe said it all before that those who voted for this government should go and ask God for forgiveness. So please, just leave it, let it lie low. Nigeria should lie low. And let us adopt the philosophy of Bola again. Don't look. So that is just.
Thank you very much for calling. Let's speak with Joseph from Ikoyi. Welcome to the sunny side. Welcome, Joseph. Good afternoon.
My name is Joseph.
Welcome to the show.
What I'm praying for this country every day is that all of them will expose themselves one day. All of them. Whether the person knows the truth or the person that lies, all of them will expose themselves. And I continue the prayer until this is a tenor step down. And before they step down, they will still expose themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It says they'll begin to expose themselves one after the other. Maybe not. We can just be hopeful. But again, this would open up your mind to ask questions about the real and true state of the economy. And if things are, question is, what can we do about it? But it just opens up your mind to ask more questions. I'm heading onto Twitter at Nigeria Info FM to take some of your comments on this conversation today. Pabla for sure says the government have the right to print its own currencies anytime. No. They can't do that because they can, but they shouldn't. Yeah, that's the proper way to put it. They can do it, but they shouldn't do it. They shouldn't print money anytime, print currencies anytime. Says, but they must follow due process. Otherwise, our currencies become useless like ordinary paper. Why printing money? They should also have credited their account. Says, as usual, they've denied. James is here from Akute. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Concerning the printing of money.
Yes, please.
Before Obaseki come to and say that look at what is happening in our country. I know Obaseki is a man of his own word. He doesn't talk anyhow. If you listen to most of his statements in Edo State, he doesn't talk anyhow. Before he makes a statement, you know what he's saying. Even though you don't have a proof to prove it, but you know what he's saying. So me, I always say, you people, should be on the center. Not that defend this our government. You know how they defend this our Buhari government.
Who are you talking about?
We are into a deep sea. We are trying to survive this country by all means. Please, let us expose them. Because the government that is bad is bad. This government is bad. They want to kill us.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know about killing you, but that's it. Olubumi is here, but I need to go out on a break right now, so I'm sorry I cannot take your call. Let's speak after the news at 1. Okay, how about that? But I need to head out on a break right now. This is a sunny side. My name is Wemimo Adewuni. We're stuck together for the next 2 weeks. We're gonna have great fun. Don't worry, great conversations. Let's keep talking after the break. Don't go away.
Talk, news and sports after this.
And today I have a representative of
Welcome back. 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is the sunny side. My name is Wemimo Adewuni. Thank you for joining me. I'm switching the conversation right now. Let's talk COVID-19 and the things that from which you draw the conclusion that something is fake. Okay. What are the things that determine, excuse me, your conclusion about something being fake? We're going to start that conversation when I play you. Let me start from where? This audio. Let's start from here.
About the 5G, the 5G network that's taking the people to a completely different spectrum. You know, some think, oh, there was 1G, then 2G, then 3G, then 4G, then 5G. It's not like that. It's not like that. If you really want to understand the huge difference between them, one of the best ways I can help you imagine is this. Imagine that in 4G, you were able, within a given space, to connect 10,000 devices in 4G. In 5G, within the same parameters, you can connect 3 million devices. I want you to look at the ratio of 10,000 to 3 million. And that's even talking about connectivity. But there's more. The possibilities are extraordinary. Lots of beautiful things. I'll call them all the fascinations of science become almost completely possible with 5G. So you say, Pastor Chris, so if that is so wonderful, why would you be against it? I'll tell you. We must remember, the Bible tells us, because sometimes some people wonder, shouldn't we go as far as we can? Yes, we can go as far as we can, but with caution. And I'll explain. God created us in his own image. God never uses his power to control our will. Think about this. God doesn't use his power to control your will. Instead, he comes to you with his love, even though he made you. Satan is a tyrant. God negotiates with you with his word. He shows you what is right from what is not right. Every time a man has had some power, he dominates other men. 5G is not the most we can do. We can go beyond 5G and even do more. If it takes them 10 million years, they will still be at it. They're not going to stop until they try to get there. They just keep going. Even if for their whole existence they never get there, they will not be restrained. That's what he said. They will continue. So my point is, with the 5G, there's lots of beautiful things. But one of the things it does, which you need to know, it provides the capacity to have a new creation of man.
99.3 Nigeria Info. That video went viral last year. That was the pastor of the Love Embassy. That's the Christ Embassy, right? The Love Word at the Global Day of Prayer. Talking about 5G. Remember when COVID-19, the pandemic was at the very peak. I mean, in terms of fear that people had regarding 5G, regarding the vaccine and so on. He laid some claims about some things that have been said to be potentially harmful, about ideas around the virus being planned. That's the new strain of the COVID-19, of the coronavirus rather, the COVID-19 virus being planned and created by the deep state. And also saying that vaccines were a sinister means of administering nanochips to control people. Some of you still believe this, that when you take the vaccine, it will automatically control you, or you will be controlled by whatever power of science or tech. Okay. All right. So this is what is also said about the vaccine in specific.
Since I hear now, I can't understand how a minister of the gospel will be waiting for some vaccines to be the solution for the world. Where were your faith? We cannot make such recommendations. It is not our calling to make such recommendations. We cannot be used for that. As a minister of the gospel, you should not be used for that. How can you become a minister, a preacher of vaccines? What happened to you? Where is the word of God in your mouth? Do you realize that if you will believe in Christ and in the word of God, the way you believe in this vaccine, there'll be power in your mouth. He made us healers. What is wrong? What happened to you? When did we start making such kind of recommendations to God's people? God's people, for God's sake, think again. How can they send us to the churches to tell them, go take the vaccines? Listen, if I say to someone, you shall live and not die, that's it for him. Isn't that the Bible that you read? Isn't that the scripture that you read? Where is your God of Elijah, your God of Moses? Where is your God of Peter, James, and John? What is the matter with you?
Okay, that should get you thinking so that when I come back from this break, we can talk about this. Don't go away. Okay, apparently I got some 2 more minutes so I can take in some calls. Now, at the end of March, Love World Television was fined in the UK. The Christian broadcaster Love World Television Network was found to have made a violation back in January. I guess they did a repeat of that televised program. It goes on and on. It's a full conversation and so on. So they were fined by the parallel. I mean, you could say that's the NBC of the UK, Ofcom. They fined them, the broadcaster, £125,000. £125,000. Let's talk about the things that determine how fake something is. Although you try to juxtapose it with your reality, you don't find any basis for it in your current reality or in your faith or in your belief system. When does something become fake? Is it when it contradicts your internal belief system, or when you find science explaining it, or when you just think that it is fake? That's a conversation on this half of the sunny side. You can join the conversation live right now on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. I'll read your comments when I return. Twitter is at Nigeria Info FM. Use the hashtag Nigeria Info SS. You can also tweet at me at Wemimo Sports on Twitter. We'll be back. Just let me take the break so I can settle in and take your calls when I come back. This is the sunny side. My name is Wemimo Adewuni Togowe.
Hey, Ali. How are you?
I'm tired, Shadi. My bank is bashing my head with charges.
Have I not shown you how to break free from sufferhead banking?
Is it that kudo something?
Kuda, Ali. It's Kuda.
That one, Kuda. Are they even safe?
Hey, where do I start? They don't charge me account or card maintenance.
of course, the pastor, that's Pastor Chris Oyakilome, as well as his members and so many other persons, probably including you listening right now, also believe that there's a lot more. I mean, during the lockdown, there were agitations around 5G. Interestingly, there are already conversations around 6G. So, what are the things? How do you determine fake news? When you hear a lot of things and you don't know the facts for yourself, how do you self-determine the truth and which rather is fake? Which is also spilling into your decision to either take the vaccine or not. Most of you are taking those decisions based on the things you've heard or learned, and you've drawn your conclusions. So I'd like to understand what goes on in your mind, how you draw conclusions regarding what is fake news. 0700 993 993 993. For female callers, it's 014657 190. Let's get started. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Enkashi calling from Aja.
Welcome.
Thank you. I would like to say that for me to see something as fake or not being real, the trend with which it is being marketed.
Mm-hmm.
To give you an example.
Yeah.
If a car is being sold for maybe 15 million,
mm-hmm.
and people want to sell it to me at the rate of 5 million, will I not think it's a fake?
Either it's fake or the person just wants to give you at a subsidized cost, maybe. Maybe the product itself is not fake. Maybe the product itself is not fake in that instance. Maybe the seller is the one who's questionable.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say in essence is the trend with which the COVID-19 and whatever they call it, the vaccine, the trend with which it's being marketed. Let's not forget about the pressure that is being mounted on people. During that 2020, a lot of things came up.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. So, putting all together, I think there is more to it than what we are being told.
But if you're talking about how much is being talked about in the vaccine, that's the same energy that was given to polio vaccines in Nigeria until...
I don't think so. I don't think so because here in Nigeria, malaria, many people die of malaria, if you ask me. If you go to the rural areas, you will see people that are suffering a lot because of malaria. And nothing's being said about that.
I agree. I agree on that point. But you also know that COVID-19 is a new strain of the... Remember, there's always been a coronavirus, but COVID-19 is a new strain. I remember that many people do not yet fully understand. I mean, scientists were just trying to understand the virus. So maybe that's what caused the hype.
Okay, even that as it may, my own belief is that there is more to it than what we are being told. So time will tell. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's speak with Joseph, who's on the line from K2.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Sunny Side.
Thank you. Well, I thank you for your program. It's always enjoyed all the time. So I've been trying to hook up on this one.
Thanks for calling.
Today
I'm glad you're able to join.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, on the concept of what is true or what is fake, vis-a-vis my faith as a person. The concept of faith. I am a Christian and I listened to the video you played for the Pastor Chris talk, but then the same talk. Well, as far as I'm concerned, listening to that message, the portion you played, to me too, that's my belief about the issue of the vaccine. That number one, see, the issue of us before the COVID-19 came and before the vaccine issue came, there is a standard for healing for a believer. Everybody knows that. As far as a Christian, you know when you are one, you pray about it, you seek medical attention where necessary. Now, the vaccine came. That should not be a cancellation of the existing eternal protocol. I put the word eternal because we all believe, as far as a Christian, you believe in that. If you are not a Christian, there's something you believe that once you quit, it works for you. So now that is the standard as a believer. Now, there are some people like myself, for like 15 years, before I became born again, I was virtually termed a seeker. But when I believe in Christ, I realize that for more than 15 years, not even paracetamol, no matter how stressful I am, once apparently, that's all. So that is my faith. But bringing that one to generality now, I shouldn't generalize as if once you are taking the vaccine, the mark of disease or the mark of it's all this. I don't believe all those things. My faith is so strong that I believe I don't need it to survive.
So you believe for yourself personally, but you're saying that should not be a yardstick for everybody.
No, it shouldn't, because everybody in our level of faith differs. So if my level of faith carries that I don't need it, if other sicknesses have not been part of my system for 15 years, I don't think God will just change overnight and change that. It's a matter of covenant work. I understood God without saying. I believe His word, and it's working for me. Some other Christians who are weaker in faith should not be confused by our perceived knowledge about God as ministers. Everybody should be allowed to grow in faith to the extent you can believe on yourself. If I believe that without the vaccine I cannot survive, that does not mean I'm going to hell, or I'm not a Christian again, or I don't believe it. That is the extent of my faith.
Thank you very much, Joseph. I get you rightly. Thank you so much for calling. I mean, he shares passionately about his faith. He says he used to be sickly, but since he started, quote unquote, using faith, he's not been sick. So he believes that will work well for him also concerning COVID-19. Well, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. Want to tell me your name? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you want to tell me your name?
Yes, Badmus from Wiebe.
Badmus?
Yes, from Wiebe.
Welcome to the sunny side.
Please, before I join the conversation, I have a question regarding the previous discussion. I don't know if you welcome that.
Let's do that quickly.
Okay, yes. So the question for the formal discussion is that the discussion that you had about the governor of Vaccinated, actually, I came late to the program, so I was unable to get the details of it. So I'll be glad if you can actually.
It's everywhere online. So the governor has alleged that the CBN printed 60 billion naira to, augment the allocation to be distributed to the states for March. So that's pretty much it. And the CBN and the Ministry of Finance say they don't know anything about it. So. That's
a good.
Okay, you're gone. But let's stay with this conversation, okay? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Wemimo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you. And you?
Okay, Wemimo, I just want to let you know that there's no yardstick in this country through which one can determine what is fake or what is original. In Nigeria, anything goes. So I want to take in.
When you say there is no yardstick, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, what's your name? What's your name, by the way?
Pastor Chris Akilome just said. It is the level of faith that actually delivered individual in this country.
But I don't know if you can hear me.
I heard you very clear.
Okay, if you're saying that there's no yardstick to check, there are laboratories, for instance. If something is fake, NAFDAC even went a step further by putting a number on drugs. You could scratch it, text the number to some number, and you can confirm if it's fake. So when you generally say there is no yardstick with which to measure if something is fake, I can't agree with you.
I just believe, beyond every argument, I just believe that time will tell. Time will tell. My name is Kingsley Basti. Thank you.
Thank you, Kingsley, for calling me. Welcome to the sunny side. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome. What's your name?
Oh, I'm happy for. I've been trying to get Nigerians for long. My name is I just thank God for one thing. Please, you people should help me find out where Comrade Akpan is. Thank God he has shut up his mouth.
No, stop that, please. Stop that. We don't do that here. If you've been listening to Nigeria Info, you know that we don't do that here. We don't attack persons for whatever issue. Go settle your things privately. We don't do that on radio, not on Nigeria Info, okay? I appreciate you calling. Welcome to the sunny side. Okay, you might want to try again. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is Wanyaro from Egypt.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, actually, for me, I believe for a fact, so for something to be a fact, it must have the process must be very verified.
Mm-hmm.
So if the process are not verified, that means there's no element of fact there.
Mm-hmm.
And the conclusion also must be cordial with the process. Now, based on what this guy said, as in the pastor himself, is speculative. To me, there is no fact, there is no verification there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't just say that this could or this when you don't have any fact. There are no facts. It's a mere speculation. You can't just say anything that is. You can't just say that something is fact if it's being speculating.
Right.
That a lot.
Yeah. So you believe that it must be tested by science. It must be measurable. You must be able to test and prove it.
Yes, it must be tested. It must be measurable. There must be a proof. There must be reasonably proved, as in psychologically proved. Even your brain should tell you that this you have the starting to the beginning have connotation. So
have you been vaccinated against COVID-19 now?
No, I've not.
Why not?
No opportunity because here there's no. They should have a hospital that such thing is being done, but
there are hospitals. There are hospitals, health in fact, health centers. Health centers around you.
I don't think of vaccinating because for now, because I'm not having any symptom of such.
Well, the idea of vaccination is for you not to even have the symptoms. You're supposed to vaccinate against the virus, not get vaccinated when you have the virus.
Actually, to me, for now, I'm not thinking vaccinating for now.
But you started this conversation well by telling me how stuff should be proven scientifically, and that means that for you is a proof of truth.
Actually, not that I'm against vaccination. I'm not against vaccination, but I don't have any reason for vaccinating.
What is the why?
I don't have any reason for yeah.
Why are people generally being vaccinated? Do you know why people are asked to be vaccinated?
Some people vaccinated just because they want to travel.
But you know what scientists told you? The scientists that made the vaccines didn't tell you to just take it because you want to travel. They asked you to take it so that you don't get very sick from the COVID-19 virus.
All this while of COVID, I've not been sick. So
you are believing that you're not going to be sick at all.
My mind tells me that I'm likely not going to sick.
His mind tells him. Speculative. You started by saying that you can't determine truth by being speculative, and you ended by speculating that you believe. Your mind tells you that you would not have COVID-19. Okay. Welcome to the sunny side.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. John from Ibejuleki.
Welcome, John.
Yeah, you see about this COVID of a thing and what Pastor Chris said. You know, when this thing was so much in the air, what was like if everybody is going to contact it. I wanted to call, but I didn't have opportunity. There's something I want to know from their vaccine. Other vaccines that have been produced, were they being televised on the air to let people know that I am taking this vaccine against what is it called? The thing that makes children to get paralyzed.
Polio.
Or some polio.
There was media coverage of polio. Again, you know that polio also there was a height of it. There was a time when it was so rampant that a lot of kids were coming down with it until it gradually waned. And it was covered in the media, yes.
They are now make it mandatory that every president, the governors, they will come and display that I want to take this vaccine. You see,
maybe because they are trying to convince you that nothing's gonna happen to them if they take it.
There are a lot behind this COVID.
What's behind
COVID,
it?
Though. I believe there is COVID, though, but they have not really tell us the truth. The team that went to China to make their investigation, have they come up with anything?
Yes, they have. From the WHO? From the WHO, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, yes, they have. They have weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. And they concluded that the virus did not come from a laboratory, that it was most likely brought in from an animal maybe from a bat that then transferred to a secondary animal and so on.
Hello, if that be the case, then the China now made it compulsory that if you don't take their own vaccine,
no, there was no time China said you must take their own vaccine.
That is what I heard.
Where did you hear it from?
On the radio.
Which radio? If you don't hear it on Nigeria Info, always confirm on Nigeria Info.
Confirm it again. If you don't have the vaccine, you cannot come into their this. There's a certain vaccine that they produce, their own vaccine, that AstraZeneca or what is not accepted by them and all that this vaccine. It was that one made in China.
No. So, once you get vaccinated, I mean, you're vaccinated.
Is it?
Once you're vaccinated, you're vaccinated. It doesn't really matter which vaccine.
Okay, maybe they will still come up to comment on that. You see, I am waiting for them.
Okay.
Because for me, I have already made up my mind that I'm not going to take this vaccine of 18.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. How do you determine the lines of what is fake news? When you're bombarded with various levels and shades of truth, how do you decide which is fake news? For yourself, I'm telling you, your personal yardstick for determining what is fake news. When you hear the facts and you hear the rumors and you hear the opinions, how do you decide for yourself what is fake news, especially regarding COVID-19 and vaccination? Welcome to the sunny side. Hello.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you. What's your name?
Mr. Frank from Ojo Alaba.
Welcome.
Let me start from this vaccine. Last week or thereabouts, Germany, Canada, and France rejected that vaccine called AstraZeneca. Are you hearing me?
Yes, please.
That is, Nigeria has bring it and was celebrating it. Then
they did not reject the vaccine. I mean, the way the man. No. Let me correct. I mean, how you placed it. I know where you're going, but the way you've placed it, there were reports of. You said it now. Maybe we heard what you said.
Okay.
It's not just a thought now. You actually said it.
Okay. Are you allowing me to talk, or do you want to talk with me?
I want to talk with you.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
So they did not reject the vaccine. They paused vaccination while investigation was going on the few cases of blood clotting.
Did you know why they paused?
I just told you why.
No, they said that it is that it causes blood blockage in the body.
That's what I just said. You didn't listen to me.
Okay. You are distracting me now. So let me continue.
Okay.
And they said in Nigeria, if you take the vaccine, that should not stop you to stop wearing your face mask or to give distance from other people. Now that does not mean that you cannot contact that so-called virus, corona. That once you take your vaccine, that you have to keep distancing and face mask wearing. Are you getting me? And what is the essence of injecting it?
You know, as a well-thought person, that's a good thought, and that's a question that I've asked several times, and the response is to tell you that what the vaccination does to you is that you might get the virus, but you can't fall sick from the virus. So you know
no.
What do you mean by no?
And the truth. Why it might contact, but if it is real. Once you take the vaccine, you will never in any way contact it if it was original.
But you know that's not possible now. The virus is in the air. The vaccine will not block your nose and your mouth. So the virus can still get in your body. It's like every other kind of vaccination. You can still catch it, but you will not fall sick from it. That's what every kind of vaccination does.
Remember, when the original corona came,
which one was the original corona?
The first one now, when there was lockdown and everywhere was on fire. Go and wash your hand. Wear your face mask. Keep social distancing. I did not contact it. I did not see anybody that contacted it. Then the second one came. The third one, I don't know if the third one has come. I have not seen, and it has not gotten to my palace, and it will not come. And so therefore, I don't think I will make out my holy body to these people. And again, these people that brings it, I did not trust them. Are you getting me? I did not trust them at all.
You don't trust who? The makers of the vaccine or the Nigerian government?
The Nigerian government that brings it, I did not trust them. That is number one reason why I personally will not take it.
So you're telling me that summarily, whatever comes from the government for you, you categorize as fake?
Whatever that comes from this particular regime now that comes to me now is totally fake.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for calling. That was quite a conversation. Welcome to the sunny side. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Talking with Ernest.
Thank you for calling, Ernest.
Yeah. You know, the facts they are not truth. Because facts are gotten where you have hypothesis, theory, and law. Then you have scientific facts. But when you come to truth is anything that lies with the word of God. Because
you almost confused me when you said fact is not truth. So you're saying that the truth for you is simply God's word. Everything outside of that is not truth?
Yes. Anything that does not have God backing, scripture backing, is not truth.
Oh. So how do you place this in regards to COVID-19 and vaccination?
Yes, COVID-19, you see, it is not bad for people to vaccinate. If your faith cannot carry it, if you cannot totally trust in the Lord, then you can go and vaccinate. But if you have your total trust in the Lord will protect you. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So facts are not truth. Anybody missing it? That is why HIV is being cured today by God. Different diseases are being cured by God.
And you know, the thing that you have just said is the real reason Love Word television was fined in the UK. I mean, by saying that you heard that clip I played to you, don't get vaccinated. We are Christians. We can't tell you to go get vaccinated. Just trust in God, and so on.
Yes, even if they close the station, they did not close the man. They did not close his heaven. Are you hearing me? At God's time, they open it again. As far as the man has faith, the faith will still carry him. Nobody can subdue God.
Do we have more faith? I just need to know. Do you think that we have more faith in Nigeria than in other countries where people have died from the vaccine, from the virus rather?
Yes, Nigerians are coming up in faith. Are you hearing me? They are coming up in faith compared with other countries. But if you check out most Nigerian pastors, they are doing well. God is using them seriously.
How about other countries? Where there are also Christians or people who are religious? What happened to them? God listens more to us in Nigeria than he does to them in the US, for instance?
Yes, listen, there is two different things now. Religion and truth. Religion and God. Religion is not God. Are you hearing me? So many people, they play religion, and instead of them playing God, relating with God directly, they are playing religion. Religion is man-made doctrine. I know what I'm saying. So if you actually walk by truth, by believing the truth, because the Bible says, hearing the word, your faith cometh. So when you hear the word of God, you build your faith. That thing can never approach you.
Thank you very much. Let me speak with Yinka, who's standing by from Ifakojaye. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Wilma.
Good afternoon, Yinka.
Fine, thank you. Please, I just want to commend you on your intervention in the first topic. You said it so. I don't want to waste more time on that.
Thank you.
But your question on how am I going to differentiate between false and truth? I think I can do so by testing. For instance, water is not flammable. And I can test it. There are some other liquids that are flammable, like kerosene, like petroleum. The water is not flammable. I can test it to prove. So, and I can apply the same principle to other things.
But it's a bit dangerous to apply that to COVID-19 because the tendency of falling very sick and dying from COVID-19 is high. So, how do you test whether taking the vaccine or not could lead to serious sickness or death?
But if I want to apply that to COVID-19, there are symptoms for COVID-19. And we can test COVID-19 to determine if a person is a sufferer or not. So I can test for COVID-19 through laboratory tests and what have you to know if the person is actually suffering from it. How to determine if COVID-19 is real or not. So I want to link this to what the pastor has said. You know, I count it as speculation, actually. And I don't know where the pastor is coming from because COVID-19 is both lockdown. And I believe in this world, we cannot do with that. We can't do with the physical invention. As long as we are living in a physical world, we don't have to come out with, theories and hypotheses. I'm not saying that people cannot believe in what they believe in. As we are living in a physical world, there is nothing, scientific we cannot do without. We can't do without physical invention, especially when it's justified. You know, there's complaint about 4G, 5G, and 3G. As long as we're in this world, we can't do without transmission, because this is what they use. If they want to broadcast from here, Nigerian pastor to UK and wherever, they use the same scientific intervention to propagate their thing. But when it's actually seen that it's affecting them, that's when they come up. I think COVID-19 is not a new thing. It has been there before. So you don't expect people not to intervene. When people are dying, you don't expect scientists to fold their hands because that is their field.
Yeah.
Are you getting my point now?
Absolutely.
So they have to intervene. I'm a BSc holder, and I work in health department at the back, but I'm in livestock now. So,
Yinka, I absolutely need to go on a break right now. I'll be right back.
All right.
I am Simone Cipriani.
And I'm Claire Press.
You are listening to the Ethical Fashion Podcast.
Get ready for another season of the EFI podcast series.
Change starts at the grassroots level from the collective efforts of people.
This Friday at 12:15 to 1 p.m. This series will explore topics relevant today more than ever.
The systems that we live in are operating with 100% efficiency.
Through the voice of African creatives and leaders. Hosted by Simone Cipriani and Claire Press, the series explores issues driving the conversation around ethical fashion. The discussions featuring African leaders and creatives range from female power and wildlife conservation to African entrepreneurship. Right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Okay, let me speak with Pays. Is that Pays from Lekki?
Yeah.
Pays. Thank you for calling me.
Yeah, one more. Yeah, I just heard the clip. That's just been played by Pastor Chris.
Yes. Yes.
If you ask me, I would only say the man is just being righteous over much. Because are we saying as Christians we don't die of malaria? Are we saying as Christians we don't have Christians who have died in the past? So it's foolhardy to stick to one's gun and saying that one should not take precautionary measures. It should just be calling God. What happens in the time of Israelites when the Israelites were asked for society people to be quarantined? Can we give a thought to that? So when one is saying he's calling on to God, even when God says one should take precautionary measures on some certain circumstances or situations, is it that God does not know He exists?
You know, to lay on that, Pays, if you remember, in my study of the scriptures also, in the Old Testament, you remember that there were laws for the Israelites. If you touched a dead body or you had any form of impurity, you were to wash your hands and stay away from other people for 7 days because the disease could be infectious.
Exactly.
So there were measures to prevent spread of infectious diseases.
Yes. So one is saying that where is your God? Where was God when He was telling us to stay out of dead bodies? Where was God when He was telling us to practice proper hygiene? So, if you ask me, that man is only being righteous over much. He's just going overboard. He is not following the scriptures.
Thank you, Pays. I'm not here to judge you or to measure your faith or lack of it. I'm just here to tell you what I think, and you tell me what you think also. Let's listen to Joshua from Ikorodu. It's a first-time caller. Joshua, thanks for calling today.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I just want to, if you'll permit me, to read what's in the Bible. It's Romans chapter 13, verse 1.
Go ahead.
It says, "Let every person be in subjection to the superior authorities. In some other translations, you hear governments. Then it goes on to say, for there is no authority except by God. The existing authorities stand placed in their relative positions by God. And it goes on. What the Bible here is saying is, every Christian should be submissive to the government. Any person who is opposing the government is taking a stand against God. Now, if you go down to verse 4 or 5, it says the reason is because it's them there so they can have a measure of order in the society. It says is there not to prosecute those who are doing good, but to prosecute those who are doing bad. God knows that there are some bad eggs in the government. He doesn't support them. However, he has allowed them to be there. He knows that the same government are persecuting Christians, for example.
You say that God allowed bad leaders to be there?
That's what the Bible says. For a reason. It says because...
What could be the reason? What could be the reason to possibly have a bad leader?
Okay, look at what it says in verse 4. For it is God's minister to you for your good.
Ralph, I want you to call me back. I need to take the news at 2 p.m. Okay. Can you stay on the line or call me back right after the news?
Okay.
We need to talk this through.
All right.
This is the sunny side. The news coming up, and I'll be right back.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's 2 p.m. and here is the news from Nigeria Info. From now on, drivers have been prohibited from picking up passengers at the frontage of airport terminals across the country. And Nigeria's southeastern governors have established a security outfit known as Ebubeagu, as part of plans to curb rising insecurity in the region. The Nigerian army says scores of insurgents have been killed as troops repel a terrorist incursion into Damasak, headquarters of Mobar local government area of Borno. And funeral rites of late activist and Afenifere spokesman Yinka Odumaki has been announced by the family. The Central Bank of Nigeria has denied claims that Nigeria printed billions of naira last month to cushion its financial trouble. On foreign news, Iranian foreign minister says his country will, quote, take revenge for an attack on an underground nuclear site for which it has blamed Israel. And tear gas has been fired and a curfew imposed in the U.S. city of Brooklyn Center, just north of Minneapolis, following angry protests after police fatally shot a black man in a traffic stop. And French lawmakers have moved to ban short-haul internal flights where train alternatives exist in a bid to reduce carbon emissions. Let's also tell you in sport that Edo State has won the artistic men and best all-round gymnastics men event at the ongoing 20th National Sports Festival in Benin. That's the news at 2 p.m. Sunny Side, still on.
It's okay. That is okay. Let me explain. No, it's okay. Let me explain. It's okay. It's okay. She off your mic.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info, your mic is always on. Let's talk.
For the best talk.
So your state governor is said to have ordered immediate employment of 5,000 youths. Don't we need more of these to come from different governments?
Stay with Nigeria Info.
Do you think that maybe those food items just came like that, decayed already? I mean, what is really the truth?
I try to be careful not to use the word hoarding because I do not have facts that points at that.
Your number one station for talk. 99.3. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Depend on us for the best in talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, biggest.
Keeping you updated on latest news.
Somebody saying they own the mint. So the government just go to the mint and print money and then everyone stand on the land. They share it.
Latest developments locally and internationally. From politics to business, sports, and so much more. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is The Sunny Side. My name is Joyce. Right here on the show, you'll enjoy the unvanished truth from a people of a rising continent. On Mondays, Radioactive. Tuesdays, Open Thought. Wednesdays, Worthy of Note. On Thursdays, The Lords of Logic. And on Fridays, oh, what a week.
Wow.
I invite you to the world on the sunny side. Right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Weekday from 12 to 3 p.m.
My name is Joyce.
Okay, Raphael stays on the line. No. That's Joshua? Hello? Oh, no. Joshua, are you there? Okay, I guess he's gone. Joshua, are you there? Okay, I don't think so. So, let me let you off. And you can call me back. That was quite a conversation, though. Ralph?
Hello.
Ralph, thank you so much for holding the line.
That's my name.
What did you say?
Ralph Manager, that's my name.
Ralph Manager, thanks for calling the show.
Yes. Now, concerning what Pastor Chris said,
Mm-hmm.
I have that opinion that, yes, as a matter of fact, if you have your faith, because one of the last person that called, you were questioning the person concerning other country dying of the COVID-19, with the look of this, if they are not even holy like those Nigerian people.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is that individual differences can't. The way I read my Bible, the way I understand it, they differ from other people.
Yeah.
Just like exactly what Pastor Chris said. There is your faith. When the Bible said, you will not die but live and declare the word of God. As I am today, no matter the pressure from the government of this country, I will never take any vaccine for no reason.
Wow.
Somebody was also talking about, because there was a man that called and he was telling you that anything that comes from this government are fake. And actually it's fake.
But the Nigerian government did not make the vaccine.
They did not make the vaccine, but the fact still remained the same, that even the people who started this issue of COVID-19, let us just talk about Bill Gates and the rest of them who wanted to kill about 3 billion Africans.
Excuse you. How did you come to the conclusion that Bill Gates wanted to kill people?
Oh, see, so I've been listening to some of their conversation, even in BBC and CNN. I've been listening too. That is all the fact.
And they told you on BBC and CNN. No, don't go. You made quite an allegation. Don't be in a rush. They told you on BBC and CNN that Bill Gates is trying to kill people?
The 3 billion people, they said they want to kill, yes.
Who wants to kill? Who wants to kill those 3 billion people? You know, our conversation is about how Bill Gates...
That is the plan of Bill Gates, yes.
Who told you that?
If you are...
Ralph, who told you that?
I've been listening. To interviews. I remember when they were interviewing Bill Gates concerning this COVID-19.
And he said he wanted to kill people?
He said they will come and beg for the vaccine. He said it clearly.
And he told you he wanted to kill people?
You don't listen to foreign news?
You are telling me what no foreign media has said, that Bill Gates wants to kill 3 billion people. That's quite a weighty allegation. I remember that our conversation is about how you decide what is fake news and what is the truth. And if you listen to foreign media and your conclusion is that you heard them say that Bill Gates wants to kill 3 billion people, that's overstretched.
And let me just go back to that of Pastor Chris.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, truly, if you believe in God, there is no reason, absolutely no reason for you to take any vaccine.
Do you take anti-malaria drugs?
Now, the malaria drug you are talking about, because there was a guy who said, what about malaria? Why didn't they roll out vaccine for malaria?
Do you take anti-malaria drugs?
I don't even sick. That is it. I don't even sick.
You're one of the lucky ones.
December, I'm so healthy till tomorrow.
All right, thank you so much, Ralph. Let me speak with Johnson from Anthony Village. The first-time caller has been on the line for a while. Thanks for calling, Johnson.
Good afternoon.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry about that. And you had been on the line for quite a while. Hello?
Hi, Mommy.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Nina.
Nina.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling. How do you determine what is fake news and what's the truth when you're bombarded with a lot of scientific, rumor, opinions? How do you choose?
First of all, I have to do a lot of researches myself. And get convinced after testing all the options. Now, okay, coming to what Pastor Chris said.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys should be, sorry to use this word, being forceful to people to take the COVID vaccine. Is optional. If anybody wants to take it, they should go ahead. I don't think it's anything to, because you guys are sort of helping government to make people go take the vaccine. Meanwhile, there are so many other things that need the attention of the government for the people.
Let me take you 2 sentences back. I'm right here at Emiyang in Via. Where are you?
I'm in transit.
You are in another part of Lagos. If you are in Lagos, you might be in Abuja calling me on Onisha. It's absolutely impossible for me to make you take the vaccine. I can only tell you what I think, and you can tell me what you think in return. I can't force you to take the vaccine. Nobody can do that. It's your choice.
Yeah, but it's been flogged so much.
Well, because people are dying. People are dying. People are dying. It's my business to tell you that people are dying. There's a possibility for you not to be sick and die. Of course they are. Do you doubt that they are?
From COVID.
You think people are not dying from COVID in Nigeria?
Yes, I don't think people are dying.
Do you think people are dying in the US from COVID?
I can't verify that.
You can't, but you think that in Nigeria people are not dying from COVID-19?
Yes, because of
goodness.
Situations and things we've seen and, lies and all kinds of, we don't trust anybody now. It's
my goodness.
Yourself you can trust.
So all the death that you've seen announced, even of prominent people, you still doubt it, including Abba Kyari, you still doubt it? That people are dying from COVID-19, you still think it's all lies?
If you're going to use Abba Kyari's own, we even heard that it wasn't his body that was laid the day the lady.
Now that's beyond me. I don't know what else to tell you. Now that one is totally beyond me. Because, oh gosh. Joshua is here from Ikorodu. Thanks for calling.
Okay, I'm calling back.
My friend with the Bible. Is your Bible still there?
It's still there. Now,
Let me take you up on our last conversation where you were reading to me about God endorsing or installing even bad leaders for a purpose. Tell me about that.
Yes. Okay, now let's look at this simple illustration. Assuming that you're a teacher and you are solving a problem, maybe on mathematics, and as you were solving the problem on the board, a student just stood up in the class and said, "Excuse me, teacher, what you're saying is wrong." What would you do? Would you just shut the child up and say, "Hey, be quiet and shut up"?
No, I could be wrong, actually. A teacher could be wrong. You don't know it all.
Good. And all the other students are watching.
Yeah.
What would you do? You allow the student to prove his point by coming to the board and say, "Okay, you come and solve it."
Yeah.
Now, you're going to give the child a time limit. During that period, you wouldn't allow any other students to interrupt so that the child will prove whether you were really wrong or not. That is exactly what God is doing with the leaders. God has been accused that he is a bad ruler. And so he has given chance for humans to prove themselves whether they could rule without his help. And God does not want that arrangement to be, interrupted by any human. And that is why he said he has allowed them there. Now, if you go
let me pause. Let's digest it one after the other. So, to what limit is this? If you say God allows bad leaders, is this, number one, specific to Nigeria and Africa? Number two, is there a limit to this? Is there a point where God then tires out and say, "Okay, you guys have gotten the point. You cannot have good leaders"?
In the book of Revelation, the governments are pictured as the beast. And so the Mark 666, it says it belongs to the wild beast, the government. The dragon represents.
Hello, Joshua.
give timeline for which these governments will rule, and when it's okay, that will be enough. But meanwhile,
as good as what you're saying sounds, I know what you're reading. I'm also a Christian. I know what you're reading, but it's somehow. So what you imply is that our bad election cycle, vote rigging, vote buying, do not play a role in choosing bad leaders, but rather that God just wants to prove a point to us. That's beyond our conversation today, however, but it lays the foundation to how we decide what's true and what is not. So
when Jesus was on earth, he said his kingdom is no part of this world. And so those who are going with him, they should not be part of the world as well. And so Christians should not take part. Why?
You should not take part in what?
Why we are not against the government, but we don't oppose them. Because if you do, the Bible says even God will be angry with you.
So if you're for someone like me now that I tackle local government officials in my local government, am I in God's bad books?
Well, you are a human and you just wish for the best. But if you know that this government will not really solve man's problem, because the Bible says God did not give man the capacity to rule themselves, only animals. They can't rule man because all of us are intelligent. So if you believe that, then you look up to God for rulership. And that's why we're waiting
we should cancel 2023 elections then. No point voting. No point choosing leaders.
If you're a Christian, all of these things were going on while the Christians were alive, even Jesus Christ. They wanted to make Jesus king. Jesus said, no, my kingdom is no part of this world. We are just waiting for God to bring an answer. So for me, I don't think I should be afraid to take the vaccine that the government wants to kill us. No, God has allowed them for a purpose.
So if the purpose...
not all of them, don't get me wrong.
Not all of them.
Not all humans in government have bad intentions. Not all humans in government have bad intentions. But why is it that sometimes they can't succeed? It is because of their ruler. And who is the person? The devil. So even if they have good intentions,
so you have ended up confusing us. So you started by saying that God is in charge of even the bad rulers. Now you call
no.
You're blaming it on the devil.
No. God allowed.
But now you're blaming it on the devil.
You didn't get me. God allowed the rulers to rule, okay, because they wanted it. And it all started with the devil. So unless you recognize that, you wouldn't support them. However, while you are not supporting them, don't oppose them. Let them do what they want to do.
That's going to be hard. My job right here is to not let them do whatever they want to do. Thank you very much, Joshua, for calling back. Let me take other calls.
Okay, all right.
Thanks for that great conversation. Unfortunately, my job, and I believe my calling as a person, is to ensure that government does not just do whatever they want to do, that they do the things that we elected them to do, so help me God, and that God helps us all to sort it out. Andy is here from Ilufe as a first-time caller. Andy, thanks for calling the show.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Thank you for holding on.
No problem. Yeah. On the issue of the vaccine.
Yes, please.
You see, one thing, for me, I'm looking forward to go and take the vaccine.
Okay.
And, I believe there is COVID-19 in Nigeria. But the only problem we have is that government fails to maybe tell us the truth about vaccine, about COVID-19. For example, I was among callers that we asked people to obey rules, wear their face masks, use hand sanitizer, wash their hands regularly. I instruct my children. I keep saying it in our market area in Alaba International, asking people to obey. In fact, if you don't want to obey, I was harsh to people that don't want to obey at that point in time. And then we believe that the way it was being announced in Europe, the way people were dying, that Nigerians will not survive it because we don't have what it takes to control or health facilities required to control COVID-19. As you remember, at March, April last year, then what you take government to tell us is that the way we expected it did not work out. It was not like that. Because if you are in America, they are saying 3,000 people die in one day. In Italy, 5,000 people in one day. All those news. And then you come around me here, or in another international as I know. I can't count one person that I will say that died for COVID-19. I can't really count one person. So what does it take government to still come up that what we expected, what we announced initially? Remember the people that buried Bakari you mentioned? Somebody went and started removing his clothes on the road, and people, Channel Television even carry it, they condemn it. But today, even if somebody should die for COVID-19, people will bury the person without even wearing any even face mask. And nothing is, the people that get the person buried, nothing will happen. So we have not, I've really, truly, I've never, but I believe that there is COVID-19, and I believe people die for COVID-19. And if I have the opportunity, I will go and take the vaccine, because I believe it's real. I believe government. But the idea of the way they carry the news, as at March, April, May, June last year.
But I personally, I get you, but I also understand the hype as at March, April last year. And the hype was because, as I said earlier, coronavirus had been around. But COVID-19 is a new strain. Nobody knew how it was going to play out. So everyone was taking as much precautions as possible. We have about over 2,000 deaths in Nigeria. That's less than we had anticipated. I agree with you.
Let us be realistic. You know what confused all this is that when you go to hospital, if somebody should go to hospital, take a child to hospital for just a wound that is sustained in school, the doctor will treat and then write COVID-19 treatment. You heard about all those things, and it was real in the hospital. You had a lot of news was what is happening in general hospital. Somebody come to treat a wound. They time it COVID-19. Is that not complications?
No, it's not. Again, if you listen to me, they were just trying to take precautions, and I think it was good. It was better.
That somebody got injured in a wound and came to hospital to treat.
If they find remember that the symptoms for COVID-19 are very similar to malaria that people have regularly in Nigeria.
No, I'm not talking about malaria. I'm talking about open wound. You had a wound in his leg
and they say it's COVID-19.
And they wrote it COVID-19. It must have had those news now, even in general.
No, I've never heard that case. I've heard people who. No. I can't lie now. I can't lie. I can't.
That takes you to hospital is time to be COVID-19.
No, that's not true. If you have symptoms. Wait now. I was also sick and I was told to go and do the COVID-19 test. So there are possibilities when you have similar symptoms, you can be asked to do COVID-19 tests. So, and there were all precautions.
Okay. Look at those complications. Like now, if you want to travel to Europe, you know how much how much you pay for test of COVID-19.
But you have to do it now.
But then government was telling you then that testing of COVID-19 is free. You see, there's a lot of complications here and there.
I hear you. Thank you.
That get Nigerians confused. That's why I had somebody telling you don't believe in COVID-19. There's no COVID-19. That is it. COVID-19 is real. But let them stop making business out of everything that comes up.
Right.
They don't turn everything to use it to be making money, treating people as if the animal. I was surprised you didn't hear that somebody go to treat a wound and they time it COVID-19.
No, I didn't hear.
Maybe another person will confirm it to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Andy, for calling. Okay. Welcome to the sunny side.
Good afternoon, Emma.
Good afternoon. Please put off your radio.
I've left here the radio.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Linda Salani.
Thanks for calling.
You are talking about COVID-19. COVID-19 is real outside the country. It's here, it's big man that has it. And secondly, the time they are sharing palliative, they did not call us to come and collect palliative. Why are they forcing COVID-19 injection for us? I want to go and collect any, they will tell you to give 5,000. I have went for 5 different times. Till now, I have not seen it. Why this COVID-19 is so special to them?
Because people, special to who? Don't you think that it's good that the government is made a lot of noise about something that's novel? That's the first time we're seeing it. We don't know the proportions it could go.
See,
yes.
See the hunger that is killing poor people. If I told you today now I've not eaten, you will not believe me. And you tell me to go and take COVID-19. Hunger is in this country. They are not looking for solution to how they will feed the nation. They give the palliative, they leave the garri to spoil. Now they are forcing people to go and take palliative, take COVID-19 injection. You self look at it.
You know the COVID-19 vaccine is free, right?
Because which one is free? Go there now. If it is free, why can't they that palliative that they lock and let it spoil and throw away? Why can't they give every one of us?
So you're telling me that because you did not get the palliative, you will not take the COVID-19 vaccine?
My sister, I'm not. See, that time last year, I was having malaria. My sister was having malaria. Went to the general hospital. My own malaria was serious than her own. Though. They wrote, they say you have COVID-19. You should go for test.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? My sister now went home and drink agbo. He's okay till today. I'm not sick. Me myself, I was seriously down. Myself, I take medical, I take agbo, I'm okay.
You know. Let me take you back, Linda Salami. You said that you're not happy that you did not get the palliatives. Now, government is offering you COVID-19 vaccines for free. You still refuse to take it.
My sister, that they take injection for empty stomach.
No, you don't need to eat before you take the vaccine, actually. You know.
I want to use the opportunity to greet my brother. That brother Joshua is my Christian brother.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Yes, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Oh my goodness, you guys are just pure vibes. Okay, so you did not access the palliatives. You're angry that the palliatives were left to spoil in some cases until people went to tear down warehouses. Now the government has sourced for vaccines for you to take it for free. Just walk into a health center, register online, take the vaccine, and then you will not fall so sick, badly ill from COVID-19. You still don't like it. What exactly do you like? What do you want? What exactly do you want? Okay, the lines now are on fire. Hello.
Hello.
Let's make this happen in 30 seconds thereabout, can we? What's your name?
I'm from Abulegba.
Welcome.
Yes. You see, this COVID-19, the way our government is handling it is highly suspicious. And for you to tell us that, I always tell some people that Nigerian media is part of the problem we have because they don't disseminate information accordingly to the people. You are not a stranger in this country. At least me, myself, talking to you, I'm a victim to that.
To what?
Yes. During the pandemic, during that March, April, you went to the hospital, they will forcefully pin you down.
I'm sorry I can't continue this conversation right now. You might need to call me back.
If you're like me, that has to deal with heavy downloads and a need to be connected, then you need a 9 mobile MiFi or router. At the office, at home, and on the go, never worry about a steady connection. Buy any of our MiFi or router data bundles for as low as 16,000 naira.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hey, that one cool down.